Hey everybody, Russ here from defendmybusiness.com, meeting with Eric from Zoom. So obviously, as you've seen our videos, we have lots of different vendors that we work with, and we're very proud and happy to be working with Zoom to provide their services uh, really across all of North America, but even globally. For those of you that happen to catch this in other markets, maybe not all services, but reach out to the team at defendmybusiness.com if you have any questions about any of the Zoom services we're going to go over, as we're happy to help. And I'm happy to introduce Eric here, and he's going to go over an overview of Zoom, all of the things they do, the spaces that they work in, and really just kind of go high level. And then future videos, we're going to go in depth with a number of these services and go into detail about how it can, solve any problems or fit some of those needs that you have for your business. So with that, Eric, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Russ. Thrilled to be here. My name is Eric Ross. I'm based just outside of Toronto in Burlington, Ontario. I've been at Zoom for 3 years. Prior to that, I was in the headset space with a company called Jabra and printers before that. So I've been in and around the channel for 10 years. My journey at Zoom has been very interesting because the platform has evolved so much. Um, the company that I walked into 3 years ago is fundamentally different, and so is the platform, and that is really exciting. First and foremost, our channel centricity has exponentially increased, and we are leaning on and supporting our partners in a very different way than we have in the past. And so we are so thrilled to see the evolution of our channel practices and continued evolution of it. So where we are today isn't where we're going to be in 6 months, or 12 months or 18 months. It's going to continue to evolve and get better and get more channel centric.
And that's where us at Defend My Business come in to support Eric and bring in customers and also work with our customers to find out some of the needs they have and recommend those to Zoom, which is why, they're evolving and changing. I mean, with COVID, that was for me seeing you guys and the evolution. It was game changing, the things you did over that time period.
Yeah. And the beauty of the partner community is it provides us a consultative approach to our customers.
Mhm.
When Zoom goes in and sells directly, the customer is feeling as if they're being sold to. When our partners are introducing us into an ecosystem, there's a certain level of trust. It expedites the sales cycles, and we're able to position things differently with partners on the call. So we are so thrilled to have partners engaged with us, and that practice continues to evolve. But as it relates to the platform, the pandemic darling Zoom is, we had Zoom Phone pre-pandemic, but it was very basic.
Mhm.
But the products that we can offer today have expanded so much compared to what we had during the pandemic. And I'm going to start with AI. You can't have a conversation today without talking about AI, especially in the tech space. We view AI and having the best AI product as table stakes. So a lot of our competitors are charging per seat for AI capabilities. What that creates in the workspace is some people get it, some people don't.
Mhm.
And in the age that we're in today, that creates conflict in a workspace. And we don't want to set an environment where certain people get certain tools and others don't. And so we've included AI for free across all of our products, and it really is a core focus of our organization to make sure that we have the best AI product in market. The beauty of what we're doing with AI is we're not using customer data. So you don't have to worry about privacy. You don't have to worry about security. You get to use our large language models and our AI capabilities securely and without presenting any risk to your customer base. So that is foundational, right? AI is a core feature for us. And as a Zoom user myself, of course, I'm using it more and more every day. And the beauty of it is it's making me more productive. It's saving me time, and it's allowing me to get to more things in the day, which, that's really, when you think about how is AI going to help my business, it's going to free up more time for everybody. And so getting into some of the product sets, I'm going to start on the phone side, because that is where we've seen the most growth. I believe we're north of 8 million Zoom Phone users today. We've hit that number in a very short window. And
Mhm.
so the growth and expansion of our Zoom phone practice has been incredible. Things that we're doing with AI around phone are, voicemail prioritization, transcription, um, summaries. You're
Mhm.
able to sit on a phone call and not take notes. SMS is something that we include in our phone platform, and it is a core feature. Again, AI is leveraged there. So I can have AI create a response and then I can edit it myself so that it has a more human tone to it. I can get task extraction from my SMSs and voicemails. There's a lot of really cool things that AI can do inside of a phone platform that any on-prem solution that you may have or a legacy phone system isn't capable of doing today. So the phone stuff that we're doing is really incredible, and it's where we're seeing the fastest growth, but it is an incredible product for us. Into team chat, we're seeing organizations that are deep on Slack, that are deep on Microsoft Chat. They're going in, seeing what we can do in chat,
Mhm.
and they're deploying it. This is another unbelievable product that is not as known
Mhm.
around the world around what Zoom does. Zoom Chat is a top tier product with a ton of capabilities within it. Of course, our meetings platform is best in class. There is no solution that rivals it. Um, e- e- there are other products that are getting closer, but ours continues to get better. We're injecting more tools. AI is making big improvements within it. And so
Mhm.
meetings continues to be a core. We have a scheduler app. So, you talk about AI and time saving. My ability to just send a scheduler link to a group of people as opposed to trying to coordinate schedules
Mhm.
is incredible. What scheduler also does is it can reduce the number of vendors that a customer is paying licensing fees to. People are paying for Calendly, they're paying for calendar subscriptions or
Mhm.
scheduling subscriptions, sorry. But what we can do is just bring that into the Zoom app, and now you have one less vendor line that you're paying. And so we're helping customers consolidate the amount of people they're paying licensing to. And that's going to be a theme. We even have a mail and calendar application, which we've broadly adopted within Zoom.
Mhm.
Um, Yes, we do meeting or mail and calendar. So I've inside of the Zoom application, I can access my email, my calendar, I can schedule meetings, I can do my team chats, I can
Mhm.
make phone calls. It's really an all-encompassing platform, and we've only just scratched the surface on the things that we're doing. So I'll pivot over to contact center, which is, um, if you think about who is Zoom going to be in 5 years, we will be a CX organization.
Mhm.
We have our CEO, Eric Yuan, is the GM of our contact center practice. We're treating it as a startup. There
Mhm.
are hundreds of features getting dumped in every day. We are getting very close to feature parity with the top CCaaS providers in the market.
Mhm.
And we continue to see massive wins across the world in our contact center platform.
And I feel like that's a space that's really growing. It doesn't matter what sort of organization you are. The way we communicate with customers has shifted so much, and as new generations, right, get into business and their expectations change, we sort of have to adopt that. And it's amazing to see that that's some space you're jumping in, because I feel like that's where the industry sort of going, is that CX driven focused space where they want to chat or WhatsApp or text or whatever. They don't want to necessarily get a phone call, and having that all integrated in the platform is amazing.
The beauty of the modernization of CCaaS is that it can be deployed in much smaller organizations. So
Mhm.
you don't need a BPO. You don't need, hundreds of hours of implementation work to stand it up. It's really it's all drag and drop widgets for call routing. It's really, really simple to deploy.
Mhm.
And cost effective, right? So we can go down as low as $59, I think is the MSRP on our entry level contact center product.
Wow.
That's really palatable for a lot of smaller organizations, especially when you show the cost savings of, hey, I'm going to reduce the amount of calls you're taking and I'm going to route them correctly, and it's going to save everybody time. And you can start to look at your workforce and optimize that.
Absolutely.
And
And you know
that
what? That's encroaching sort of the traditional VoIP cost as well, for from some of the carriers, at least here in Canada. The rates for some plans are that high. So it's like,
right.
well, you get all these extra features for almost, it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we're doing with our chatbot virtual agent product, which is a company we acquired called Solvvy, we stripped that product down and rebuilt it back into our platform. Giving your customers the ability to go to your website and get answers quickly is such an incredible way to drive a better CX outcome with your customer base. And again, it's just another cost saver, right? So I'm not taking a phone call because they've been able to get an answer to their question quickly from our chatbot. Um, Revenue accelerator is another piece in there. So think Gong, Chorus.
Hmm.
So for a sales organization, if you want to create a database of sales calls that have happened, it helps. You get summaries, you get real-time coaching.
Hmm.
And what we know about the younger generations is they're more prone to taking feedback from a robot than they are from a manager.
Hmm.
So if I can get feedback from Revenue Accelerator that says, "Hey, your rate of speech is too high based on your customer's rate of speech," that's easy feedback for me to take because it's coming from AI and not from a manager. So I'm
Hmm.
not feeling like somebody's saying I'm not doing my job. I'm just getting positive feedback telling me to like a fact that, hey, your customer's rate of speech is X and yours is Y, and that's creating a negative environment in your call. So you need to slow it down.
Hmm.
You can also use this in building a presentation. So if I'm having to do a partner presentation in front of 100 people, I'll use Revenue Accelerator to record my pitch,
Hmm.
and I get to slide 11, and all of a sudden my rate of speech goes up by three or four, maybe 5 or 6 words per minute. That's an indicator to me that in that slide, I haven't really understood the content that's being delivered there. And so it's a really easy tool for me to go use to get real life feedback. Um, I also get the transcription that I can transpose into the slides so
Hmm.
that when I'm doing my presentation, my notes are spoken word versus written word, which are two
Right.
fundamentally different things. So when I'm presenting my spoken word versus something that I would have scripted, which is going to give a much better output to a customer base. So again, just another really cool tool that represents the ability to consolidate the amount of people you're spending licensing money with,
Hmm.
and make your workforce more productive. And just from a sales rep onboarding standpoint, if say you've got a group of sellers in the legal vertical, I can go in and listen to sales reps calls that have been successful with legal firms or unsuccessful and get learnings from those before I go deliver my pitch in.
Hmm.
So it really ramps onboarding of salespeople in an incredible way.
Very nice.
Um, of course, we get into our marketing products, so webinars, sessions, events. These are incredible tools. If you're having to broadcast a message out to thousands of people,
Hmm.
you will not find a platform that can manage that load of attendees as well as ours can. Um, in the event space, oh, jump to slide. In the event space, I mean, you can have green rooms where presenters can collaborate before they jump on to a main stage presentation. You can have different parts of the event that you can go and listen to. So it's
Hmm.
really a full-blown event space that's done virtually. And
Nice.
everybody's trying to save money right now in the tech space. There's layoffs happening everywhere. So cost reduction is critical. And if you can do your sales kickoff virtually, you're looking at very, very big cost savings. Beyond that, if you're any kind of in-person event is expensive, people have less time now to go out and do things.
Hmm.
This is a great path to reach out uh, to your customers, to your constituents, to whomever to drive a really big message across a lot of people. There's a ticketing system in there, so if you want to sell tickets, it's really, really quite a strong product.
Wow.
Um, yeah. So, just circling back to things here, like there are other organizations that sell those types of products, but again, it's something that you can bring into your Zoom ecosystem. And now you've got everything in one platform as opposed to having to move around and manage multiple platforms, multiple solutions. And IT is going to love it because their life becomes a lot easier.
Especially managing security and access and
100%.
control and all of that. It's just all done through one ecosystem. I mean, that's a dream for managing that. And
Yeah.
obviously with Defend My Business and what we're talking about on protecting things, I mean, that's giving you as an IT person time back in your day to really focus on protecting the business and not
That's right.
managing all these different things. So love it.
Yeah. Um, One of the really exciting things for me to talk about is our Zoom Spaces thing. So think Zoom Rooms, right? But
Hmm.
it's the products that come with Zoom Rooms that become really compelling. Obviously, our Zoom Rooms product is really strong. It's basically just a more robust version of meetings.
Hmm.
But it's the add-ons that are included in our Zoom Rooms licensing that become really compelling. Digital signage, right?
Hmm.
Organizations spend a lot of money on digital signage licensing. They've got the devices set up.
Hmm.
I can deploy digital signage across my entire organization with one Zoom Rooms license. So that's
Wow.
roughly a $650 a month cost
Hmm.
to run that. And if you're using Zoom Rooms, it's basically free, right? Because you're paying for your Zoom Room licenses. So all you need is compute power in the devices that you're sending information to,
Hmm.
but you can have across multiple sites, across multiple locations, across an entire building, we can
Hmm.
power your digital signage, which has things like if somebody's called 911, that can get thrown up on your digital signage. That can get set up automatically through Zoom Phone.
Hmm.
So I think in a school scenario, if I need to broadcast a message to make sure all the students and teachers are aware of something or there's an emergency,
Hmm.
that message gets populated across all of the devices. Um, and so it's just another incredible way to unlock revenue for an organization to leverage to modernize their phone system or
Hmm.
to modernize their content, their customer experience approach.
Hmm.
Visitor management is another great tool that we have. Um, so think I could have a virtual kiosk at my receptionist desk
Hmm.
and I can have people come in, scan a QR code, fill out their information, tell me who they're visiting, and the person that they're visiting will get a video prompt to their Zoom client at their desk, and they can see on the screen you could use a neat frame for this. I can see who's waiting for me in the lobby and go greet them. And that takes away a $50,000 to $60,000 a year resource that's sitting at a front desk,
Right.
pressing buttons and answering phones. Um, Workspace reservation. That is another solution that organizations are paying a lot of money to on licensing for, right?
Hmm.
There are competitors in the space that just do workspace reservation. That's again something that we can deploy inside of Zoom, and you can map out your office. The hybrid office world is an interesting one, right? People are
Hmm.
used to working from home, so when they go back into an office, they're trying to recreate their home office at the office. But
Hmm.
the reason that we're sending people back to the office isn't to go to the office to just do work. It's to drive really strong collaboration and different types of conversation that you don't get in a virtual environment. People
Hmm.
are together, they're listening, they're collaborating, and they're learning. And so what workspace reservation can do is certain teams are going to be placed where leadership wants them. So if I have a sales team that they're going into the office, I'm not going to let them go sit with teams that are selling in other verticals. I'm going to put them together so that they can collaborate, they can listen in on each other's calls, and they can grow and develop while they're in seat in the office. So now we're creating an environment that when you go to the office, it's a productive day versus a less productive day because you're not getting as much done at the office as you are at home. But
Right.
it's more about what the objective of getting people into the office is, which is to collaborate, to idea share, to come together. And that's a big piece of workspace reservation. Of course, you can book meeting rooms and all that, but
Hmm.
again, this is a really, really great solution that's embedded in our platform. Um, WorkVivo is a very, very exciting product for us. This is an employee engagement platform. Um, Meta had a product called Workspace, Workplace, one of the two.
Hmm.
Um, they've sunset that, and they have named Zoom, WorkVivo by Zoom as the only migration partner for that product. So we
Oh, wow.
have Fortune 100 companies migrating to WorkVivo today. Um, any organization that has a lot of frontline workers, think
Hmm.
McDonald's.
Right.
How does McDonald's engage with their employees? They don't really have the ability to do that, right? Because
Hmm.
they don't have corporate emails, they don't have devices, but I can give them access to WorkVivo, which looks and feels like a Facebook or Instagram. It's a
Okay.
social media feed with all of the tools that I would get out of an intranet.
Hmm.
So if I need to go to a help desk, if I need to go to a speak up line, if I need to get access to a company directory, if I want to view my schedule. I can do that all within WorkVivo, which is the mobile application is incredible.
Hmm.
And that can be distributed out to your workforce without having email addresses. So anybody, any McDonald's employee could sign in and get updates. The
Hmm.
beauty of it is IT can manage the algorithms. So it's
Hmm.
not, some other entity managing the algorithms. For me at Zoom, we use WorkVivo, and a lot of the content that's getting pushed into my WorkVivo stream is channel centric because I sit
Right.
in the channel organization, or Canadian centric because I sit in the Canadian organization. I still get to see things that are happening in LATAM and EMEA and across the US,
Hmm.
but it's populating my feed based on the things that are going to make me more productive in my day and
Hmm.
help me get the messaging that's going to be beneficial to me as it relates to my understanding of the company I work for. The other thing that it does is drives great engagement across your teams. So, my daughter's first day at school today, I went on to WorkVivo and I posted my daughter's first day at JK, and I had a whole bunch of emojis and reactions to that, and other people coming in and saying it was my son or daughter's first
Hmm.
day of school, and I hope your day was better than mine. And so you start to create that really fun environment.
Hmm.
Employee engagement is hard in a virtual setting.
It
It
really is.
really is. Um, and what WorkVivo does is it helps bring more employee engagement to, disparate workforces that are all over the place and not necessarily together. And it
Hmm.
creates a sense of belonging. And I think organizations globally are struggling to find ways to do that. And this is a product that absolutely does it. So it's a really cool product, and the beauty of WorkVivo is when you deploy it, you're deploying it across the whole organization. So the value of the deal starts to increase significantly, which is it's a great story for partners, and it's a cost-effective solution for customers.
Right.
Um, I'm going to end it on our productivity suite. Zoom Clips is a great little tool. I can record, so if I have people coming to me asking me a question, multiple people ask me a similar question.
Hmm.
I just record a quick clip, 2 to 3 to 5 minutes, and I can send it out to anybody I want. I use my clips tool all the time, whether it's training new channel account people at Zoom when they, hey, Eric, how do I do this? And I'm getting that question from 3 or 4 other people. I'll just do
Hmm.
a clip and send it to all 3 or 4 of them. And
Yeah.
instead of me spending 15 minutes with each person, I record a 3-minute video that solves the problem right away.
Yeah,
I
I
do the
feel a
same
lot
thing.
of organizations can benefit from that because you think, even in our world or my former world, it was constant, how do I do this? How do I do that? And helping out team members. But if you could have just recorded a quick clip, posted it, and have a repository where it all lived and people would just kind of keep rolling clips in, um, that's amazing. It just saves so much time for everybody.
Yeah, powerful tool. And then into Zoom Docs. Zoom Docs is a new product, just went GA. This is a place where AI really starts to shine. So I can create docs around meetings.
Mhm.
If I'm trying to um, create like a thinking board with my peers, I can do that. But I can create a doc around a specific topic.
Mhm.
So say it's you and I have a doc that we've created to make sure that we're aligned on our strategies together.
Right.
I can then, before my call, say to AI, please go comb that meeting doc and give me the action items from our last call and populate them into the Zoom meeting that we're about to have. Or can you please summarize what we discussed on the last meeting so that we can reference the takeaways and the action items that we addressed as we kick off the call? And then that document becomes a living and breathing document that populates everything that we're going to talk about. And
Mhm.
again, it's just that AI approach to everything we do is you're not going to have to go searching around in your documents or your notes or your notepad. It's all in that doc, and AI is going to pull that information out into the meetings that you're having. So um, a really quick look around the ecosystem, I would say your your integration partners down below here, this becomes really important.
Mhm.
Microsoft forever, we would have seen Microsoft as a competitor. We have incredible integration stories. Microsoft Calling is a great product, but it
Mhm.
has limitations. What if I told you I could deliver Zoom Phone inside of your Microsoft Teams application, and you can just make your calls and get all of our features and capabilities inside of Microsoft Teams. Um, if you're in a Microsoft Teams doc,
Mhm.
say Microsoft Word inside of Teams, and you want to go make a phone call, you have to close that doc out before you go to your phone widget and make the phone call and then go back.
Right.
With Zoom Phone, I can just stay in the dock. I don't ever have to leave it or close it. And so
Mhm.
it's just a productivity gain. But features like SMS and E911, like those are all things that are native in our app, and you'll get
Mhm.
all of our AI features just by embedding the Zoom Phone app inside of Microsoft Teams. So it's a really compelling story that we have. Our integrations with Salesforce, Atlassian, ServiceNow around contact center are really compelling. And we continue to make our platform open so that we can integrate with more and more partners. And um, where we are today, I think the biggest beauty of Zoom is the product that you're buying today is only going to get better tomorrow. And 6 months from now will be even better than that. And you're not going to be asked to pay for those improvements. We believe in continual improvement of our platform.
Mhm.
Um, and customers are going to buy our product, and they're going to get the benefits of our feature updates. And we're not going to be charging them for those feature updates, which is a beautiful thing for our platform.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Eric. It was amazing to go through this with you, talk about it. And what I'm really excited for is to go in and start doing deeper dives and future videos on all of those different products, services, the different areas, and learn more and show the people watching this, in subsequent videos, what it looks like, how it works. This is just enough to kind of whet the appetite, learn more about what Zoom does, and we'll start going in for those of you watching this more detail and showing how it works and how it can benefit you in the various different ways. So really appreciate you joining here, Eric. Thank you so much. And for those of you watching, reach out to defendmybusiness.com, the team there. Check out the website. We obviously work with Zoom. So if you have questions or are looking for some solutions that Zoom provides, reach out to the team. We'll help you out, and we'll connect with Eric and answer any questions, or his technical team if it's really technical, with integrations, and we'll support you as best we can with Zoom. So really appreciate it.
Thanks, Russ. Thanks for having me on.
Excellent.